The most common question I get asked daily in my life is how I got into insects. And I don't really know, because since my brain exists, I have been interested in insects and I observed them and collected them outside. I learned by myself what for insects they are, what they eat, how they reproduce, how they're living, what are the biotopes, just from observing them. As a child, I will say I learned to understand how nature works and why things are the way they are. I spent like a lot of time outside and observed everything. At some point when I was about 10 years old, I discovered tropical insects in a pet shop. And I was very excited about them because this was like the first tropical alive insects I have seen in my life. It was crazy for me. I started to buying and breeding tropical insects and became really quickly a good breeder, I would say. I started to selling the breeded animals and buying more and more rare and difficult species until I was about 16 years old and breeding about 100 species at the same time, and this was completely crazy. I was like 16 and was the largest breeder in the world. When I was 18, I started to go on insect expeditions to Asia, which was like very important for my brain. To understand the rest of the nature in the world. And I continued to learn like very important new things about the insects and the nature on the expeditions. There are, for example, like thousands of things which simply just make sense in the nature and no one knows about that. It's really crazy because it's so many things and you can't even put it into words. It's incredible. I would really love to show this all to the whole world, but I feel like I don't have the energy anymore to do it. I think I continue to work like with researchers, and we, for example, found already like endless new species, completely new species of insects and invertebrates. But the whole scientific thing it's like a job for the whole life. It's yeah. I also started using social media like when I was about 15 years old, and I had